So we've got a nice little selection here today. Hello, welcome back to Veg Plot. Down at the polytunnel today. I've been really busy in here. There's been so much to do, sort of pruning things and keeping the leaf quantity down. It's all looking rather luscious in here at the moment, although I think the melon's been overwatered a little. I think they've got a bit of root rot going on there, so I've got to look at that. But yeah, I'll show you what we've been doing with the tomatoes and how they're looking. So these are the honeycomb. These are some of my favourite small F1 cherries. They're a beautiful little orange tomato, really scrumptious. Just take them off. Yeah, really lovely. These are as good as sun gold, I think, if not better. But yeah, really like these. So I'll add that to the basket because I've got some things I've been harvesting up at the allotment, which I'll show you in a minute. Yeah, so the honeycombs are doing okay. Got some of them to harvest. The aubergines down the back, they're all coming along. I thought they'd be doing better, to be honest, but I think it's this cold, damp weather we've all been having, isn't it? It's been really grim recently. I mean, I know a polytunnel warms up, but I just don't think there's been the heat in here or the sunshine. You know, it's been quite cloudy and stuff. So I'm still waiting for them to perk up and get some flowers. Looks like we've got something coming. These are the Cornichon de Paris. These are the small sort of gherkins, really tiny. But as it goes, all mainly male flowers at the moment. It's quite frustrating. We've got some tiny little ones coming. If I can find one sort of here and so on. But yeah, they're not really doing much at the moment. The next ones along are the P20 Beauty King. Yeah, these are looking okay. We've got lots of them on the vine. There's plenty of trusses of those. And they're all doing nicely. So huge amount of leaf at the top. And as you can see, I've been thinning things out here, which is good in a way because it means I'm getting more light to the basil, which means that will sort of burst into life a bit more rather than looking so thin at the moment. Oh yes, this one. This is cucumber Nimrod. Now, I haven't grown this before. It's an F1. But yeah, have you ever seen this before? Have you ever seen a cucumber do this before? So the two of them grown together. I mean, look at this. They've actually grown together. They are joined. Really interesting. Anyway, so I'm going to harvest that at some point today. Quite odd, that one. Then we've got Summer of Love, which I've got. It's the weirdest thing. I've got plenty of blooms. I've had blooms, but literally no tomatoes. I don't know what's gone on with this one. It's really strange. But lots of blooms, maybe one tomato there, some more blooms at the top. But I think what we have had is we've had some really hot days in here, and I haven't got any sort of ceiling ventilation or side ventilation, which I might try and look into at some point. I think it's basically affected the blooms, and so we're just not getting the pollen sort of is either too sticky or drying out, or so yeah, really weird. This plant might have to come out at some point. It doesn't give me at least one tomato. Then we've got pink Barclay tie-dye, and this is doing nice. We've got some lovely ones here. This is look at this one, cat-faced. It's really bizarre. Yeah, but we've got some lovely ones on there. And then we've got Rebel Starfighter Prime, and look at this. These beautiful. Really coming on nicely, these. Bit of a split or something odd going on there, but yeah, they're going to be wonderful colours. Got some lovely ones up here, so they're doing really well. That's a good one. Then we've got some more Nimrod cucumbers, and we've had some lovely cucumbers off these. Beauties here at the back, if you can see them. Twist one off. Yeah, there you go. They don't grow very big, just a small little cucumber. But they're really quite tasty, really nice, sort of in sandwiches, or just eat them like that, to be honest. Right, I'll put that down there. Cuttings, which we did at my mum's house, these roses. Yeah, I replaced the plastic bags just now and put these bottle tops on, but they look nice and green, so I think they're going to do okay. We've got some rosemary cuttings and some more of the rambling rose we've got out the back here. I've took some cuttings of that. So hopefully they're doing all okay. This one is Ananas Noir. Look at the size of that. Isn't that a beauty? Gorgeous. And then we've got down here, we've got Jack Off-White, which is doing quite well. And then we've got the Sun Gold Select. This is a heritage tomato. It's from She Grows Veg, but basically it's supposed to be sort of like a heritage sun gold. So in theory, you can shave the seeds from that and they'll grow next year. But I don't know what they taste like, so we'll have to wait and see. And then over on this side, lots and lots of tomatoes coming from Michael Pollen in the corner, Ozark Sunrise behind, Kaleidoscopic Jewel here. But I think the main thing this year for me is that I've basically had too many things in here, and the main things that are bothering me are these hanging baskets. They just sort of shade things and get in the way. Originally they were in the middle. I've taken them out and lowered them down so they don't shade everything so much. But you know, if only just getting a bit of growth on the melons. I mean, watermelons. I'll be very surprised if I get any watermelons this year. They're just piddly. It's really disappointing. Yeah, and I think a lot of that is to do with these hanging baskets shielding the light. But we've got lots and lots of tomatoes coming. One thing I should point out with these, if you've not grown them before, or if you're thinking of growing them, or you've got them and haven't grown them before, is that you need to prune the leaves out. You need to thin them out. So look at this in here hiding away. I wouldn't be surprised if that is a type of blight. Just getting in there, some sort of mould or something. So you have to keep an eye on them. And what I've done is, let me just put that up there. What I've done is I've gone through and thinned them out quite considerably under here. This was a mass of leaf and so on under here, and I've thinned out all of them, a huge amount. So if you haven't grown them in hanging baskets before and you're growing these sort of tumbling tom type things, well worth getting in there at a certain point in the season when they get too full up and thinning them out a bit, I think. Right, as I said, the melons, they're doing okay, but I'm hoping we've got some coming. I've got one coming round here, which is very small. It's a bit pitiful, really. This is Melba, but yeah, they're all looking. I think what's happened is there's too much water in the base, so I've raised them off onto stones. I think they've just basically got too wet and have drowned a bit, so I'm hoping that'll resurrect those. More tomatoes over this side, all doing well, lots on there. And then these, which are the ones I'm most excited about, are the ones where I took the middle out. These are honeycomb, where we have 2 branches and lots of trusses going up. Just doing really, really well, these are. And this is, I reckon I'll do this every year from now on, is basically take the tips out when they're quite young and grow them like this, because they're really doing well. Really, really good, really pleased with these. And then round this side, more tomatoes, and then we come on to the squash. This is butternut squash. This is Hunter F1. And basically we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pollinated, and another one over there, 5 pollinated on that one. I've hand pollinated all these. And we've got some more on this side. Now, I don't know about you, but when the squash came out, there were no male flowers on for some of these squash. For 3 of them, there were no male flowers. I couldn't pollinate them. So either a bee came in and did it, or something odd is going on. I'm not quite sure, but anyway, let me show you. So these 2 here didn't get pollinated, but they haven't gone rotten and dropped off. And I'm not sure what's going on. But this one is the most extraordinary one. Look at the size of that. This is really very, very large, and I'm not sure what's going on because I didn't pollinate it. I have no idea. There are no other butternut squash around in this area in our garden, and don't get many bees in here. So how's that happened? How have I got that like that? I don't know what's going on. Anyway, we do have some others. I did hand pollinate this one, so I know that one's going to be okay, and I pollinated that one, so I know that's going to be okay. But yeah, look at it. It's growing right along the polytunnel. And this one here. I am wondering if they're going to get to sort of a limit, perhaps, and they just won't be able to go any further. You know, we're up too high and just too much, get the water all through it. I've no idea. Because now I've got to pop up to the allotment. I want to get some things harvested. Yeah, and I'll show you up there. I've got some blueberries, red currants and black currants, and some tayberries, which I harvested the other night. But we'll go up and see if there are any more. Yeah, these are some of them. You can see those. So yeah, blueberries and red currants. Already eaten a lot for breakfast, so. Before we head up there, actually, look at all this. That's all the tomatoes cutting, the leaf cutting just from the polytunnel I've done today, this morning. Absolutely masses of it. Amazing. Right, let's pop up the garden. In here, things are doing nicely. I've had quite a lot of tomatoes off these already. And yeah, what I'm doing is picking them just before they're completely ripe and putting them indoors on the windowsill. And yeah, then it encourages the others to ripen up. But lots and lots. It's not an amazing sort of flavour. It's that sort of classic tomato flavour you get in the supermarket. But obviously because they're homegrown and fresh and so on, they do taste slightly better than that. But yeah, they're okay for a fill at the moment. They're the first ones off the vine, so I'm quite pleased with them. I might grow them again, but masses and masses to come. But the thing I'm most excited to show you are these. Now these are lucid gem tomatoes, and these are like my second favourite of all time tomatoes last year. Just look at them there growing there, that bunch there, absolutely beautiful. So they're doing well. Actually, the whole thing about these here is I was never intended to grow these. These are just spares, so I'm really happy that I've got these. So we've got them there, and then we've got a load more coming on here. So quite excited about this lot. And these, which I've never grown before, these are Uluru ochre, and they're a small dwarf tomato, although 6 foot I say they can get to apparently, so they're not that dwarf, but yeah, they're a small bush tomato, and basically there are just lots and lots and lots of them on them. But I've thinned these out as well, just because I had one that was going mouldy. But yeah, these are sort of an ochre-y colour, sort of a yellow ochre colour, so quite excited by those. Yeah, quite interesting. Okay, I'm going to pick some of these tomatoes, put them in this basket, and then we'll head up to the other allotment. Look at these artichokes, aren't they looking great? Come back and get some of them in a minute. But anyway, right, where are these blueberries? Here we are. Now, I've got to get on and net these very, very soon, but yeah, I did notice a blackbird helping themselves this morning. Actually, I'm very surprised I've got any left. But there we go. Right, let's get on and get some of these. Well, I found the blueberries, but also found some blackberries, if you can see them there. Lovely little bowl of blackberries. What am I talking about? Not blackberries, they're black currants. Yes, I've kind of left them a bit late this year. I should have harvested them a while back. So they're not at their freshest, but if you rummage around in the bush, you know, you can find some. So yeah, we'll pick a load of these the next day or so, because I don't think they'll last much longer. There we go, there's a load. Yeah, make a summer pudding or something like that. But yeah, right, let's go and see if we can find some tayberries up here, which are my absolute favourite. They're, again, been a bit slack on this allotment recently. Look at them all. Gorgeous. These are really, really delicious. Taste like little candy sweets, they do. So many different flavours in them too. Beautiful. Right, I think we'll just put them on the tomatoes, I think. Run out of bowls. Before I go, I'm going to grab some rhubarb as well, because it's just coming back to life. This rhubarb has sort of a way of growing. It basically grows really well in the spring, and I get masses and masses, and then it dies back, and then it comes back for like a second flush. So make the most of it while we can. Right, not a bad little handful of rhubarb. Gently put that on there. Right, let's go back and get some of these artichokes that are up here. Right, some of these are beauties. Look at this one. Right, I think we'll have that one, and this one over here. Yeah, isn't that gorgeous? Wonderful. 3, perfect. Look at them. I'll bring it a bit closer. Aren't they gorgeous? Wonderful. Globe artichokes. Right, put these in. We'll head back to the greenhouse. Right, back in the polytunnel. Wasn't nothing in the greenhouse actually, and it's just started to rain outside. It's got that sort of drizzly thing going on. I think actually we're due some real rain tomorrow, which will be good. So we've got a nice little selection here today. We've got some blueberries and red currants. They're really yummy and grow really well on the soil. It's slightly acidic here, but if you put wood chips and things on the top as well and amend with sort of special food for this acid loving berry, then you can get some lovely ones of those. Red currants as well. I pruned that bush really hard back this year, so I haven't got so many. We've had a few before, but yeah, lovely red currants. Tayberries, now these are gorgeous. These are so juicy. They taste like little sweets. There's so much flavour in them and so many different flavours too. Absolutely wonderful tayberries. I've got some peppermint chard underneath from the garden. That's all looking good. It's got beautiful pink stems, that has. Then we've got some tomatoes from the greenhouse. They're all just need to ripen up indoors on the windowsill. Beautiful black currants. Look at them, and they're lovely. Can make a summer pudding with that lot, I think. Then we've got some honeycomb F1 tomatoes. These are looking good, and a few gooseberries. I pruned the bushes back hard this year, so we haven't got many of them, but next year hopefully. Marigolds, petals for salads and things, they're really nice. There's 5 or 6 stalks of rhubarb, which is looking good. Beautiful fresh basil. Absolutely love growing this. We have, you know, so much of it in the polytunnel, it's amazing. 3 globe artichokes, 3 green globe artichokes, and then these lovely Nimrod F1 cucumbers and a couple of Cornichon de Paris in there too. So yeah, that's what's sort of possible at this time of year if you grow your own on your garden. If you're new to gardening and allotmenting, want to give it a go, just do it. It's so easy, it really is. Things just want to grow. Pop them in the ground. I mean, if you've got questions, you can always let me know. But yeah, it's not difficult. And obviously if you're a seasoned gardener, then you'll be used to seeing this sort of amount of crop coming in at this time of year. But yeah, couldn't wish for more really. Anyway, hope you all have a lovely week. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.